Hey guys, and welcome to Petrol Ped, and welcome to the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. Now, I've been driving this car for the last week thanks to Alfa Romeo UK in quite cold conditions, and this car has 510 horsepower and 600 newton meters of torque all through the rear wheels. But I'm on my way to drive a car that's gonna up the ante just a little bit. A car that I was actually at the global launch of last year. A car I've been waiting to drive for a long time, but thanks to the lovely guys at Aston Martin Chichester, today I am finally gonna get to drive the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. A car with 700 horsepower and 900 newton meters of torque all through the rear wheels on a day where the temperature is 3 degrees. This is going to be a lot of fun. Next stop, Aston Martin Chichester. Well, welcome guys to Harwood's Aston Martin Chichester. I've just had a lovely warming cup of coffee and talked about what we're going to do today. It's a slightly different video. We're not going to do kind of a full review. I'll put a link to the launch event that I went to, but we're just going to take this car out and bring you on the ride for what it's like to drive this for the very first time. Now, interestingly, because of the value and performance of this car, I'm not going to be allowed to take it out on my own. It needs to be an accompanied drive. But James from Aston Martin Chichester is going to take us out in the car. First thing we're going to do is James will drive, talk us through a little bit about the characteristics of the car and what we can expect, and then it's my turn. But if you've never driven a high-performance car on a cold day with 700 horsepower and 900 newton meters of torque, this video is for you. So let's get in the car and get cracking because it's freezing cold out here. Well, here we are inside this beautiful DBS Superleggera, and this is my very good friend James from Aston Martin Chichester, who is the lovely guy that lets me drive beautiful cars.
We try.
And invites me to places like Silverstone to drive the Vantage on track, which is still one of the best things I've ever done in my life.
Good.
So what we're going to do is have a bit of a kind of, almost like a, if I was to come and buy a car, what are the steps to go through? And one of them would be a familiarization drive. And
absolutely. So today we're going to take you out on roads that you know, being local to us in Chichester, and hopefully have some serious fun in this car, which is 715 horsepower and 900 newton meters of torque.
And it's freezing.
And it's pretty cold. So we'll have to get some heat in the tyres before we go have some fun. But yeah, so we'll take you through a few controls and tell you a little bit about it, and hopefully everyone will find it a little bit interesting. But so in the car we've got an 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox. It's, someone will say, you know, it's the same as you've got on a DB11 and a Vantage, but it's the later generation, so they've had to beef that gearbox up to cope with all that power and torque. Otherwise, apparently, it shreds it. Shreds the innards of the ZF box.
I can't imagine how 900 newton meters of torque would do anything other than strip teeth off of gears.
So effectively, we have torque restricted to, I believe it's 600 newton meters in first, second, and third. So when we're driving in the minute, and I say hold it in fourth, you'll see why. And that gives us the full beans, and you'll get to experience exactly what the car can do. But from an actual drivability point of view, it's a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde car. So so up to sort of half acceleration and half throttle, it's pretty usable. You know, it'll stick at 20, it'll stick at 30. So someone who uses it as a daily driving car, they could actually do that very, very comfortably indeed. But then when you start going up through the rev range, it does transform the car. So you've got full paddle usage. They've extended the paddles on these as well now. So no matter where you are on the wheel, because the steering ratio on this has changed from DB11 as well, so it reacts a lot quicker. So when you're turning into those corners, no matter where you are, you can always get access to those paddles.
You've got that kind of 177 shape.
It's slightly squared off. Squared off. So it it does encourage you to drive with both hands, which it does benefit you when you're on the paddle shifts.
Yeah.
So, but usability, sat-nav system works incredibly well. We've got a lovely Bang & Olufsen hi-fi system in this car as well.
Little tweeters popping up.
Yeah, exactly right. Cool. And we've got heated and ventilated seats and the full 360 cameras on this car as well. Yeah. So we've also got carbon fibre roof on this. We've got full carbon fibre splitters, the full carbon clamshell on the bonnet as well, and then interior-wise, all this sort of triaxial quilting as well, which is my personal favourite.
So come on then, hit me with the damage.
So this car starts on the road from about 230,000.
Yeah.
This one's spec to roughly 265.
Okay.
So,
excellent.
Yeah,
I shall be buying some more lottery tickets.
You can't win, so I'm going to.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
Superb. Okay, so we're getting fourth now. We're going to come down to third. So that is wheel spin. That's 30 to 80 in third gear.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we're in standard GT mode. We're in standard suspension mode.
Yeah.
This is the usable bit. We'll go into Sport and Sport Plus in a minute. You'll hear more exhaust noise, the accelerator response, it gets rid of the sponginess in the pedal, and it becomes a lot more responsive.
You've got the same damper and drivetrain settings as on DB11.
Exactly the same.
On the steering wheel.
Exactly the same. So we're going to come off of this roundabout here, and I'm just in third gear now. I'm going to come up to fourth, like I said just now, because it gives you the full torque.
Yeah.
So I'm sat at 40.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tickle it up into sport mode.
Yeah.
And we're just going to more exhaust noise. That's half throttle. This is full throttle.
Oh my goodness me! So you got half throttle's good. You can feel a step change from half to full.
So half throttle is where you'd expect this to probably be when it's at maximum, and then it goes on again.
Because that revved out quite a lot before you went onto full throttle, and the difference in that's remarkable.
So now we'll do the same again, but we're going to Sport Plus mode.
Okay, good. I like
Sport Plus. Just remember, it takes away a little bit of traction control, so you've got to have your mind in the right mindset when you do this.
Okay.
And ideally not have a Honda Civic in the way.
No.
So we'll let them go on a little bit first.
Yeah. Because otherwise you catch up with the cars in front immensely quickly. I would imagine.
So again, I'm turning up to fourth gear. So we're fourth gear at 40.
Yeah.
And just a nice half throttle tickle.
Yeah.
And then into full.
That is outrageous.
So, as I say, this is my favourite car
it's an unrelenting push in the back of your small of your back.
And I'm up changing at 5,500 RPM. This will take you right round to 7,500 before it actually needs you to change. It's just a case of how willing you are to try it.
And so I think one of the things that struck me when I came to the launch was there was a really big thing made about torque, and I think modern day cars, all we hear people talk about is horsepower. Be it BHP or PS, it's horsepower. And I remember Andy Palmer standing up saying, it's all about the torque, it's the twisting force, it's that.
It's what gets you going.
Yeah. And it's demonstrable in this, you can really feel it. I mean, don't be wrong, it's not like it's shy on horsepower either.
No. But it's the torque that gets you moving, and it's the horsepower that gets you to the top speed.
Yeah.
And if you think of it like that, then you'll realise how important the torque is in this game.
Yeah.
I will let you have a go in a minute.
I can tell. But it must be really terrible having to, drive one of these for a living and take customers out. You must be like, I'll just do the driving.
I do the boring bit on the bypass, and you get the nice twisty bits in a minute.
Oh, okay, that's
all right.
Oh, yeah, okay. Right, let's go into some nice twisty bits then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we have rocked up at Goodwood because it's that time for me to have a bit of a play in the DBS. Now, there's a couple of things, I don't know whether this will come out on camera, but in the sunlight, the paint job on this car is just remarkable. And then James was just saying the roof is done in a black lacquer, so unless it's really sunny, you can't necessarily see the carbon weave, but that really does look quite spectacular. So we're going to go and find some nice twisty roads, and I'm going to have a play. Oh, I've been waiting for this since last year. Come on people, let's go and drive a DBS Superleggera. Here we go. Oh, I do miss the emotion control unit.
Do you?
Yes.
This will still make you smile, it's okay.
Yes, I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will control my emotions. Yeah. Do you want to keep hold of that, or do we put it in a...
And then just literally foot on the brake and hit the nice glass button.
Then pull a paddle and off we go.
Pull a paddle and off you go.
So we've reset all of the steering wheel controls back to normal mode. Not that any mode in this car could be normal. Even normal mode in this car is like the sportiest of Sport Pluses in anything else.
So now that's third. Yeah. This is the end of your sort of torque restriction.
Yeah.
So from this point onwards is when you reap the benefits.
Yeah.
But as I say, they restrict that torque for two reasons. One, because of the gearbox, but two, so it is a drivable car at 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. Hopefully that's what you'll find out in a second.
And it is a pretty low grip day today.
Yes.
So of all the scary days, I have a habit of doing this with you, because you lent me a lovely V12 Vantage S Roadster on a freezing cold day.
It was, yeah. It's not tactics, I promise.
No, and I can just remember lighting the rear tyres in third, thinking, what on earth am I doing driving this car? So, I mean, the first thing to say is, from a comfort of ride point of view, it's exceptional. It's just, you'd kind of get in a really high performance car and just accept it. It would shake your fillings out, but
it's a pretty awful road surface, this bit as well, isn't it?
This road up to the kennels is terrible.
Yeah.
So if it's good on this, you know, for a long, I mean, this is a big GT cruiser, right? It's a mile muncher. It's south of France cruising in the lap of luxury at hyperspace speeds.
Go on, click the little S button on your steering wheel.
So that's now Sport Plus. So that's backed off some of the traction control systems, or
marginally?
Yeah,
marginally.
What on earth? The only thing I can equate that to, that's like doing a 0 to 60 test in something like a Golf GTI.
Yeah.
That is remarkable.
Yeah.
And that wasn't full throttle either. No. I was only on maybe half, I don't know, I haven't dared push the throttle all the way, so I don't know what the travel's like, but that wasn't me giving it the proper beats just from a respect of the car, but and actually there's a thing that says that mid-range acceleration, the sort of 30 to 60, 50 to 70, that's the bit that actually makes a car drivable. That's the bit you need.
No one does 0 to 60. Everyone wants to get past that car on that bit of road.
Exactly.
And that's where this comes into its own.
Exactly. Normally I would have gone round this in second, but I've changed up into third on purpose. and I'm backing off because we're hitting the speed limit very quickly, but it's like a completely different style of driving.
That what you did then?
Yeah.
Put it into fifth, or leave it in fifth.
Yeah.
And when you get a similar section of road and then do the same thing, but just leave it in fifth.
Okay.
Because that's what staggers me, and that's when you realise just how much torque is actually there. And it would do that in sixth. It would do that in seventh.
So I was only doing about 30 miles an hour when I started to hit the throttle in fifth. So there's a little bit of kind of pickup, and then once it gets its head of speed, you can almost feel the rear tyres just kind of going, sure about
this.
It's a bit cold. Wow. So we were talking before off camera about the main rival to this would be an 812 Superfast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
and it would have to be on its game. This is.
I think in terms of a drivable car.
Yeah.
Personally, this is a more drivable car. The 812 is going to be quicker, 0 to 60.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be a bit more hairy on a racetrack.
Yeah.
But to actually use the car, you just can't resist.
No, I can't, because this is my favourite straight pit road. Sorry, I disrupted your chain of thought there.
And the reason that someone would have bought a Ferrari over an Aston 18 months, 2 years ago is because admittedly our cost of ownership is probably a bit higher. And then Ferrari, when I worked for them 4 or 5 years ago, they introduced this 7-year warranty and 4-year warranty and 7-year free servicing. Well, Aston sort of followed in suit now because they want to sort of get a few of these people back in the fold with our brand. So we are now offering a 5-year free service plan with this car, and Vantage and DB11. So that shows confidence in the brand again. As well as obviously a 3-year warranty. So ownership cost has gone right down.
Mate, this car. What's really nice as well, I mean, we're not driving at super fast speeds today because it's just not appropriate on a cold day like today, but the steering feel, it's quite weighty. You just happen to have brought me to one of my favourite bits of road, so.
You know, coincidences and all that.
See, that is just. The overture behind of the kind of burbles and pops and bangs that just finishes it off. You would end up becoming incredibly immature driving through a built-up area in this car.
I don't know what you mean. I haven't done that.
No. So we bought it to a small town because we thought we might just have to be antisocial, try and get an ASBO for the DBS. The great thing is you can do all of this within the speed limit.
Absolutely. This is the only reason Petrol was built, I'm sure, is these such tall walls.
The medieval. If you want to come to Petworth's good for 2 things: buying antiques,
yes, everywhere,
and driving a DBS Superleggera like a child. That will never, ever get boring.
It's just like there's a thunderstorm coming.
It's just unbelievable. It's even now. I'm doing 10 miles an hour. That lady just pulled a dog in from the side. It sounds like either you're dragging a thunderstorm behind the car.
Yeah. Definitely.
Or a kind of huge ball and chain or something. One of the things I would say, because it's quite interesting bringing such a big, scary, hugely expensive car to a built-up area, is it's actually really easy to drive around.
It's
not, I mean, you have to be...
It'll even park itself if you wanted to.
You have to be aware it's wide, for sure, and I'm massively conscious of not curbing wheels and things.
Thank you.
But it's... It does that. So a bit of Berry Hill.
Yeah, it'd be rude not to, wouldn't it?
It would be, and normally I cycle on this, so...
Lunatic.
It's that slow sometimes. But see, where you really know notice that extra power is on an uphill gradient like this. I'm in 5th, and it's just pulling like a train. It's remarkable. It's just remarkable. We kind of came the long way round just to go up Berry Hill, because it's got a couple of nice sweeping corners, and it's a really steep gradient, and it kind of puts you've got to have a powerful car to be able to accelerate that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a nice test, because on the flat you'd have to be going so fast to feel that power. There, you kind of
forces work together, isn't it?
It's a great demonstration.
Yeah. So I like the 0 to 60 and back to 0 again.
Yeah.
Because that sort of demonstrates a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And also sees how your stomach fares. Because they've got CCBs on this, which is the next upgrade from a CCM. So carbon ceramic brakes, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's nothing behind us. So as and when you're ready and you want to, don't be scared. Literally emergency brake.
Okay. So we're doing 60 miles an hour. Nothing behind us. Jump on the brake.
Now floor it back up to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
And actually, that's as aggressive as I've put my foot into the carpet, and I did go all the way then.
Yeah.
In Sport Plus, yes, you could see the traction control light coming on, and
but it's looking after you at the same time.
I didn't feel like I was going to do one of those horrible YouTube videos where you see second or third gear kick in and the car slew and go across the road. That was very cool. What a set of anchors, though.
But it's the force for your eyes almost fall out the front of your head.
And what we were having a chat before, because I've been driving this Giulia Quadrifoglio with carbon ceramics, and I find that when they're cold at slower speeds, they just don't really have any feel. These actually, you wouldn't know that there were carbon ceramics when you're driving normally, but when you stick those anchors on, that is remarkable. Well, I'm gonna draw this video to a close there, mate, because I've had an amazing experience.
Good.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all. I'm glad you could come and have a go.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I mean, the opportunity to drive cars like this for me is a very, very special one and a real privilege, and to try and share it with you is really important. But it's when I always talk about meeting heroes, when you kind of look so much forward to driving a car and then you get in it and it's disappointing.
Yeah.
That's not been the case today. The outright performance of this car is astonishing. I think it looks beautiful. But I hope you guys have enjoyed me sharing this with you. Thank you very much, James. If you've enjoyed the video, guys, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. Comments below are always welcome, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to Petrol for plenty more content to come. Otherwise, lovely gentlemen like this don't give me the keys to lovely cars. But I'll see you on the next film, guys. And from the lovely, super luxurious DBS Superleggera, you drive safe. Take care.
Thank you.